think I found the right effect for that song too. Yeah, so I'm pretty much going over the actual solos. And I don't have any charts, so I'm gonna just have to I'm gonna have to do my best because I was actually doing them, started out doing them. It's just gonna take me a little more time. I'm actually able to, you know, actually get through a lot of the charts kind of fast, but yeah, just I need to take more time, and I'll maybe do a recorded video of the actual charts, okay? But because I did it last night, I said I was going to show up today. So I'm showing up. I am showing up. So what I'm going to do initially, I'm actually going to play the song, and I'm actually going to play along with the song. All right. And then I'll stop and, pretty much talk about what I'm playing. All right. So that's the format that I'm actually going to go with. Okay. So here is the song. All right, so last night we, was playing this song, or I was describing this song, doing a tutorial. And like I said, it's in the key of E. I share the charts. I have all the charts and stuff on that particular video. If you go on YouTube, it's all there. But tonight, I'm just going to tell you from note because it's going to take me a little more time to actually work out those charts to illustrate them so that you can see them and it makes sense. I didn't want to do those too quickly. All right. So in the key of E. So that is an E major that I'm playing right here. Okay. And basically on the 11th fret is where we're starting. 11th fret on the D string. All right. Then you're going to play an octave up from that. Okay. All right. That's the first part. So you're literally playing that octave. And after you do the, you're gonna go back. Okay, let me make this correction. You're going from the 11th fret, so 9th, 11th, right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, D string. That octave is the 12th fret on the B string. So those are octaves. Okay. Then after that, you're going to go from the G string right here, 9th fret to the 11th fret on the G string. And you're going to bend up from that 11th fret, like a half step. Then you go back to the 9th fret. So those are the first little riffs. All right, now let's play it so that you can hear it. Okay. Those are the notes for that. And I wanted y'all to see that. Okay. So all right. And y'all chime in. Let me know if y'all in here. Okay. So I had somebody actually ask me to do this. So I hopefully I'll at least see that person. All right. Mike, what's good, yo? What's good, man? So yeah, you're gonna bend up from that 11th fret. You're gonna give it a little vibrato right here. Then from this 9th fret, you're gonna go to the 7th fret. This is on the G string. Then go back to the 9th fret, but you're on the D string now. So it goes like this. Okay. Now you're back on that 9th fret. You hammer on to the 11th fret. Then you hammer on back onto the 11th fret. Then you go back to the G string on the 9th fret. And you're really hovering around these same notes. So I'm repeating a lot of the same notes. So let's go back, and I'm gonna play over it. All right. So that's like the first part. That's the first part of that solo. All right. It's not even that bad. Like once you know the main notes, you actually know where to hover around. But this solo does continue. Okay? It does continue. Almost like it's the first verse in a way. So what it does is so it starts back in that 9th fret on the D string. And you're hammering on a whole step away to the 11th fret on that D string. Then you go to your 8th fret on the G string. Then 8th fret, sorry about that, 9th fret on the G string. 8th fret again. Then back to the D string on the 9th fret. And then you do the same. So you're hammering from the 9th fret to the 11th. Then you pick back up on that G string on the 9th fret. So it sounds like this. All right, so let's hear that. So yeah, after you play the first notes, you see how they actually repeat. They don't really go that far out they don't go that far outside of the notes that I'm actually showing you. Okay. So again, we're really pivoting around this 9th fret. Just keep that in mind. A lot of the notes are coming from this 9th fret. So let's review it again. I'm going to go to the 7th fret now. All right, so let's play it all the way through. Actually, let me do it this way. All right. That was the intro. it's a more, you know, this particular solo, there's a little more going on than the actual intro part. Okay. So we're still in that area where we're like around that 9th fret. And you can really play that pentatonic to kind of get a sense of the set of notes that we're playing. We're kind of pivoting from those notes, okay? So this is the 9th fret, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are a lot of the notes that we're using basically. So they start off by playing that E, the E major 7th. Okay. But they're playing it from a different area. All right. They're actually playing it from they're playing it from a different area. So keep in mind that you can actually play an E major 7th from a bunch of different places on the neck. And, you know, I've definitely told y'all this, but so you can play it here from the 7th fret. You can bar it here. You can play it on the other side of the 7th fret. Okay. You could play it up here on the 2nd fret. You could also play it up here. It's like this ramp going from your pinky is actually on the 14th fret and it's going up each string and a fret at the same time. So it's actually the 14th fret is the pinky, D string, ring finger, 13th fret, G string, middle finger, 12th fret, B string, index finger, high E string on the 11th fret. And actually this is what starts off that solo. But you don't want to play the pinky part, but just lift your pinky right here. And it actually goes, you sweep it like this. And this actually starts the solo off. So he plays that E major 7th line to form that solo. So let me just play it so y'all can have a reference point of that. All right, let me back up a little bit. So that's actually one trick, okay? One trick in doing solos is actually trace the chord. You can actually use that, you know, instead of doing guesswork. You can actually, once you learn a chord, you could actually, like say this E major 7th, you can trace the chord a little bit to form a solo. Okay, so he's not playing this E major 7th. He's playing it up here, and he's just sweeping. Then he does the octave work. He pretty much does that. All right. So that's how, you know, if you all want to know a little bit more about that, I don't see no activity in the comments, man, to really let me know where y'all are with it. Because otherwise I just feel like I'm talking. So yeah, if y'all got questions, let me know. And I'll just record it, or actually do the charts so that you can see it that way. Not everybody is actually into the chord, the solo talk, like talking through all the notes and stuff like that. So I don't want to, you know, I don't want to beat a dead horse with that. But, you know, I'm still going to tell you where about these notes are so that you just have an idea where it is. And I'm sort of turning off and on my effects. You know, I got the effects going. Let me do this. So we got the delay, and they have like the phaser effect. They have that phaser effect. So on that solo, uh, because I'm talking about all the little riffs in this song. All right. So let me turn off, because sometimes the effects kind of crowd everything. All right. So the riff, the little part where it's doing the E major 7th. Those are like double stops. All right. The notes for those, and these are a little more simple to explain because I'm saying more at one time, actually. So initially you're going to go to the 12th fret and you're just barring that B and E. So that's easy, right? Then you're going to bar at the 9th fret, B and E as well. Then at the 7th fret. So that's it. That's literally it, you know. If you could do it smooth enough, it works. So if you play the E major 7th, and then here's another one. So this one, that one is going from the 7th fret to the 9th fret, and you're hammering on at the B and E strings like this. And I'm pivoting on my index finger right here. Pivoting on that finger, and then I hammer on at the 9th fret with whatever's available. I'm doing it with my ring and pinky. So like that. Then you can pull off as well. Like after you hit it, you can pull off. And the pull off consists of pulling down. So it's like you're plucking with these fingers, okay? Then you want to hit at the 9th fret on the G and B string. So back on the 7th fret. All right. So let's play through those riffs. And I'm going to do a dry without the effects. So yeah, I didn't read. Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Yeah, it is helpful. It is helpful. Different things keep my attention, and right now I am responding to attractive nuance. Learning cover songs is cool, but I feel like some people rely too much on learning shapes, and then that kind of makes them a little stuck. So yeah, learn a cover song, but understand why. Understand what's happening. Because if you don't, you're going to think the same things apply to every song. And it kind of doesn't. It does, but it doesn't, That has to be explained. And I had to work through that on my own. That's cool. Yeah, being able to do it verbatim, and this is to 62 key tone. people who can do it verbatim and then kind of deviate and come back, I think that's a cool thing as well. And to be honest with you, some advanced players can't do that. Some some advanced players, because they know so many scales and they know so many voicings, it's like they can't really stick with it, and it kind of throws people off. But the thing is, people are actually familiar with the song. They're actually familiar with the song, and but yeah, I apologize, y'all. I didn't really prepare that. I just kind of did it because somebody asked me to do it. What's the best way to learn scales? I have a video on that, but I can actually start to go over that. Anthony, what's good, man? That's what's up. I appreciate you dropping in, Anthony. The best way to learn scales is knowing your intervals. That's the best way, and I'll briefly cover that in a second. Yeah, I'll go over that in a second. I'm not gonna play Brian Knight tonight because I've already had a few questions ahead of you. But Brian McKnight is awesome. Brian McKnight is awesome. I mean, if you actually sit down and learn a Brian McKnight song, and I'm not talking about the singing, I'm talking about the doggone chords. He plays chords. He reminds me of Stevie Wonder in terms of how he voices chords. Stevie Wonder, he voices his chords totally different. You think in a major chord, he's playing a major chord a totally different way. Because he's blind visually, he has a different perspective. He uses his hearing as his seeing. So he just has a different way of approaching music, but you don't know it until you actually try to learn it. That's the funny thing. That's the funny thing. So I will definitely put Brian McKnight on my list. But those of you who are wondering if I can play this or that, I have somewhat of a variety of songs on my profile. You can go by and check it out. You can go to my YouTube page. You can do that too. And you can just see some of the songs that I've done tutorials on. And, I've done a few. And I appreciate the follows and the subscribes. I appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, someone asked about scales, and I may as well cover that for the next maybe 10 minutes or so, because that's the foundation of everything. Okay. Now, because I know scales, I can find chords very easily. And when we bypass certain fundamentals and foundational things, you can learn shapes, do that, but understand why the shapes are what they are. And now I'm going to use this song as an example. I'm going to use it as a teaching tool. I'm going to put the effect back on though, because I think it sounds cool. So fresh. I like that. Now without it, you can do the hammer-ons and stuff. You can do all that stuff. Slide into it. But this is E. Now, this string is also an open E. So an octave up, you got an E right here. And you got an E right here on the D string when it's open. But the interval is, how would I play Back to Black? Okay, I'm going to say this again, y'all. I'm having some grace. This is from FL Single Guy. Is that Florida Single Guy? I'm a Florida boy too, if that's what that means. When y'all say a song, I might know one song name by a bunch of different artists, and it doesn't give me any information. So just keep that in mind. Tell me who it's by. I may or may not know that song. And sometimes I'm hearing a song for the first time when y'all request it, and then I share it. So you're trying to do it on piano. I use piano to teach myself guitar. So there are a lot of similarities, believe it or not. I've been thinking about Amy Winehouse too. She's been on my mind for whatever reason. So maybe I would do a song. But yeah, I'll have that for another time, because got to do it in sort of segments. All right. So anyway, E. Here is E. Now the example for THQI. I don't know how I'm supposed to say that, but THQI. The example that I used in other videos is like I use C, the key of C, and the key of G primarily to show like scales. So I do have videos up right now that shows that. And the thing is, what applies to one key, it applies to all keys. So all the intervals are the same. But here is an E major scale. All right. And the intervals are, it's going to sound funny at first, but it's true. So think in W's and H's. The W stands for whole step. The H stands for half step. A whole step is when you're skipping, it's like 2 frets away. So from here to here. This is from here, from this E to here. That's a half step. All right, so keep that in mind. From here to here, that's a whole step. Or from however you want, that's a whole step. This is a half step. So think about computers. Computers are programmed in zeros and ones. If you just can get that part and don't like overthink it, that's what it is. It's zeros and ones. that's what it is. Don't think, well, why? Just take the information in. So think in whole steps and half step intervals. Just take that in. Digest it. Whole steps, half steps. So from the first note to the second note is a whole step. From the second note to the third note is a whole step. From the third note to the fourth note is a half step. So what that looks like is 2 W's and 1 H. And then the next half of the scale of a major scale is 3 W's and H. So whole step, half step, whole step, half step. You could literally do it on one string. You could do the intervals on one string. And if you can memorize that and don't fuss with it, you can form chords with that. You can play the whole key of E, the whole key of G with that principle in mind. Just understand that part. So THQI, if you're still there. So I'm going to start from G. So here is that interval system that I was just telling you on one string. That's on one string. Here's on multiple strings. Here's another position. All right. So that's the best way. Learn your major scale. If you know that major scale, you can play your major chord. You can learn it and not forget it. All right. And you can know all your positions just by knowing the major scale. That's like the glue. That's like the home of everything. So once you know that major scale and you keep those intervals in mind, you can play it up. So then you can play it from the second note and then play it from the third note. Play the same intervals from the second note, from the third note, so on and so forth. And here's how that sounds. And I don't expect for anybody to get this, but I believe that you got to just hear it first. It's almost like a baby. It's almost like a baby not understanding English, and the baby has to just be around it. So anyway, here it is. I'm playing the same intervals within the major scale, I'm just playing it from a different place, and I'm keeping the intervals the same as I play it. Okay, so I'm not like switching it up, but it comes from me knowing that major scale, and if you know that, you can just keep it going. So, and it's helpful. It's actually helpful to play it all the way up the neck so that you know where everything is positioned, so that and it takes time to understand that. So if I were to play the scales, or the major scale, if I play that twice in 2 octaves like this, by doing that, I can do the same thing that I was doing going up, but I can go. And I'm playing those same notes. Okay, so once someone learns the major scale, they commit to it, they understand the importance of it, because that does motivate learning curve, is understanding the importance of it. If you fuss with it and fight with it, you're going to go around it and you're going to get confused, So I'm, sorry to bust y'all's bubble as far as that. But if you really want to learn it, you will understand the importance of it. Therefore, it quickens your learning curve, because you'll be a little more committed, and you never forget it from that point. But the good thing, Richard Duncan says, that's the first thing you learned on bass. On bass, you kind of stuck with it in a way, because typically you play one note at a time on bass anyway, even though you can play chords on bass. Because when I'm playing bass, I typically play 2-note chords here and there. So yes, that's foundational, but it's foundational on guitar too, because a certain set of notes are the same as bass. So either way. But yeah, to learn scales, that's the best way. When you learn your scales, then you can deviate and do other stuff, and then you can come back to the scale situation. All right. So you got to know where home is. If you don't know where home is, you won't know how to come back to it. Like, you don't even know what to leave from if you don't know what it is. So when you know where home is, being a major scale, you know where it's located, and wherever you go down the street, you know where home is, you come back. You go across the street, you come back. You know what I'm saying? You go across town, okay, cool, you come back. And there are different ways that you come back. And there are different ways that you can leave. I can play a major scale and deviate. So that's what I mean by leaving the major scale and then coming back to it. You know what I'm saying? Aaron, what's up? What's up, man? But you got to know what home is in order to know what to come back to. So if I do a scale, and I go somewhere, so that's you kind of respect how to actually come back to it. So THQI, I think that's the best way to learn scales. That's like a quick way that I can explain it. Very, very quick way. Yeah, if all hearts and minds are clear, I'm definitely going to hop off. I don't see nothing happen. Aaron, you wild, man. I don't see nothing happening on Twitch. I'm going to get my Twitch going too. But yeah, that's how you play Golden Time a day. So I mean, that's pretty much it. But I went over all the chords. I talked to y'all about the effects. That's like a phaser. That's like a phaser sound right there on my effects pedal. Do I know dance to the drummer's beat? Again, y'all got to tell me the artist name. Y'all be telling me these song names, and I don't be knowing. You know, I don't be knowing what y'all talking about. Somebody asked me in the comments, "Hey, do you know how to play it?" Or no. Do you know how to play? It was just like a one word song name. It's 500 songs with that same name. I don't I don't know. I don't know. Tell me who the artist is. Tell me who the artist is. But anyway, cool. I'll look that up because I don't think I even know the artist. I need to figure out who the artist is. So yeah, as far as that song, I might have to I may actually have to. All right, YouTube, I appreciate y'all. It's not as much activity on YouTube right now. So I'm gonna peace out. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna see y'all on Tuesday. And those of y'all on TikTok, I'll be back on Tuesday too, but I might hang out on TikTok for a little longer. I don't see nobody on here. I don't see nobody on YouTube really, for real. So YouTube, I appreciate you. Twitch, I appreciate you. So thank you.